Hi guys, Ken here from Backpacking Light, and today I just want to talk really quickly, give a review of the Sierra Designs Hi-Route FL. As some of you know, and maybe some of you don't, this tent was designed in coordination with Andrew Skurka, who is a fairly known lightweight backpacker who has done all kinds of trekking everywhere. Anyway, he's a very good person to get advice from when making a tent. And this was, after I guess a year or 2 years of designing, this was the result, and I'm kind of in it now. I'll show around it. Now, when I first bought this tent, I actually imported it from the US when it first came out, so that was over a year ago. And the first version, I say that there's a 1 and 2 versions. I don't actually know if that's true, but I can tell you this much: this version, the European version, I don't know if there is a difference between the European or the American version, but the European version, in my opinion, is superb. And you know, the American version was a much thicker polyurethane or polyuric something coated, and it had no stretch in it. And trying to set up this particular tent without any stretch just doesn't work. It's kind of like setting up a Trailstar in Cuban. It's a good idea in theory, but it doesn't actually work too well. And that was kind of the problem I had with the first version, or the American version of the Hi-Route FL, that it was a little heavy. I think with the outer, the inner, and tent pegs is about 1.25 kilos, somewhere around there, for the American version, the first version I bought. It also had almost too big of an inner tent, so you didn't actually get any kind of vestibule at all. Now, normally I don't really need a vestibule. As long as I got a little hole to put my backpack in, that's fine. But the European version, or version 2, because there's nothing actually posted, I don't actually know if there's a version 1 or 2, or a European or an American, but I can say that this version that I bought for import in Europe is considerably better than the American version. So I just consider version 1 and version 2. The inner tent on this one, I believe, is smaller, so you actually get a proper vestibule if you need one. I've used this European version now for about 15 nights out, and right now I'm currently out at a place called Grävelsjön. I'm not actually at Grävelsjön, but I've been hiking here in the mountains in Sweden and Norway for about 5 or 6 days, and I just kind of wanted to do a review of the tent. It's been raining on some nights, it's been pretty windy on other nights. I mean, it's been a proper test of this tent. So there's the Sierra Designs Hi-Route FL in all its glory. I've kind of got it opened up on this beautiful evening. This side I've got the vestibule completely up, or the side, and on the other side I have it pitched downwards to let a lot of wind in. It's been quite warm. You can see a nice little mountain stream here. It's quite lovely. Now, and here you can see I've just got that opened up a little bit, and that's to give me some wind and just a little bit of a bigger vestibule that I could just kind of throw the pack in there. What I really like about the Hi-Route, it's taken everything that I love with a pyramid tent. The space, the ease to set it up, the flexibility of use, and it's taken away, I guess it's corrected all the things I don't like with a pyramid tent. For one, in a pyramid tent, you got your pole in the middle and you lose a lot of space around it. Well, this one, of course, you got the two poles in a diagonal, and that just opens up and it gives you a lot more usable space in the tent. And now I have it with the inner tent, but it's an absolutely incredible, it's a great size tent. I would say it's got more livable space than most pyramid tents, two-man pyramid tents, and this is considered a one-man tent. And of course, with the fly-in, then it's just a very big one-man tent. This version, with all of the tent pegs, guy lines, inner tent, weighs at just about 1 kilo exactly, which to me is a great weight. Oh, you can't really see me there, and there we are. Yeah. So it's easy to set up, a lot of living space. At 1 kilo, it really is a fantastic weight for this tent, for what the amount of tent that you get. Now, if you only use the outer fly, then you're looking at about 600 grams for what is considerably a two-man tent with double entryways. A lot of usable space on the inside, and in some of the heavy winds that I've had it in, it's held up well, quite good actually. I really like the Hi-Route. It's taken some time to grow on me, and this new version with this new Sil nylon that's stretchier, the smaller inner tent, I mean, it's just a real pleasure to use, and I truly enjoy using this tent. And it's probably going to be my go-to tent, yeah, for quite some time actually. Okay, so it's the morning here. Just packed up the Sierra Designs, and this is what it looks like now. Did the stuff sack. You can see it's quite compressible. And that's kind of what I like about the Sierra Designs as well, is that it is compressible. You compare it to something that's in Cuban and it'll be lighter, but it's not going to be as compressible. This one I can just kind of squeeze into my backpack without any major problems. And that's also one of the reasons why I've kind of gravitated and just started using the Hi-Route, is for a lot of tents they'll have some, say, that make it bigger tack, and you can't actually squeeze it into your backpack in the same way. But this one is a good size, compressed. So yeah, the Sierra Designs Hi-Route.